Long ago, Allah blessed Prophet Sulayman with a kingdom unlike anything people had ever witnessed. Sulayman was not merely a powerful king. He was a prophet of Allah, a servant who understood that every blessing came from his Lord. Allah had given him knowledge, wisdom, authority, and a kingdom filled with remarkable signs. By Allah's permission, the wind was subjected to his command. The Jinn worked under his authority, and Sulayman could understand the speech of birds and other creatures. Yet despite all these extraordinary blessings, Sulayman did not see himself as independent from Allah. He knew that power belonged to Allah. One day, Sulayman gathered his armies. They were arranged in disciplined ranks: humans, jinn, and birds. It was an extraordinary army. As they traveled, something happened that revealed the character of Sulayman. They came to a valley inhabited by ants. One of the ants warned the others, "Enter your homes, so that Sulayman and his armies do not crush you while they are unaware." Sulayman heard the ant. Instead of becoming proud because an entire army obeyed him, he smiled. He understood that Allah had allowed him to hear what others could not hear. Sulayman then turned to his Lord and expressed gratitude. His kingdom was enormous, but his heart remained connected to Allah. He knew that the true test of wealth and authority was not how much a person possessed. It was whether that person remembered the one who gave it. And Sulayman's greatest test was still ahead. Far away from his kingdom was a land ruled by a powerful woman. Her people worshipped the sun, and Allah was about to bring Sulayman and that kingdom together in a remarkable way. One day, Sulayman inspected the birds under his command. He looked through the ranks. One bird was missing. It was the hoopoe. Sulayman noticed immediately. He said that he would punish the bird unless it returned with a clear reason for its absence. But the hoopoe soon appeared, and it brought information that Sulayman had never heard before. The bird told him that it had discovered a kingdom called Sheba. It had seen a woman ruling over the people. She possessed a magnificent throne, but there was something far more serious than her wealth. The people of Sheba worshipped the sun instead of Allah. The hoopoe explained that Satan had made their deeds appear beautiful to them and had turned them away from the straight path. Sulayman listened carefully. He did not immediately send an army. He did not immediately attack the kingdom. Instead, he wanted to verify the information. He gave the hoopoe a letter and instructed it to deliver the message to the ruler of Sheba. The message was simple and powerful. It called them away from arrogance and false worship and toward submission to Allah. The hoopoe flew toward the distant kingdom. Inside the royal palace of Sheba, the queen was about to receive a message that would change the course of her life. The queen was sitting among her advisors when the strange letter arrived. She gathered the leaders of her kingdom. Then she told them, "A noble letter has been delivered to me." She read the message before them. It came from Sulayman. The message called them not to exalt themselves and to come in submission. The queen understood immediately that this was not an ordinary letter. It came from a powerful king. But she also realized that Sulayman's message was not simply about political power. It was a call to worship Allah. The queen turned toward her advisors. She asked them what they thought should be done. The leaders reminded her that they were powerful and had military strength. They were prepared for war if necessary. But the queen was wiser than simply rushing into conflict. She understood something important about kings and armies. When powerful armies enter a land, they can destroy its cities and humiliate its people. She did not want to make a decision that would bring unnecessary destruction upon her kingdom. So she decided to test the situation. She would send a gift to Sulayman. If he accepted the gift like an ordinary king, perhaps the matter was political. But if he rejected it, she would know that something greater was happening. Messengers were chosen. They prepared expensive gifts, and they traveled toward the kingdom of Sulayman. The queen waited. She did not know that her gifts were about to reveal something extraordinary about the man she was dealing with. The messengers finally arrived before Sulayman. They presented the gifts sent by the queen. The treasures were valuable. They were intended to impress the powerful prophet king. But Sulayman was not impressed. He looked at the gifts and declared that what Allah had given him was better than what they had brought. He refused their offering. He made it clear that he was not seeking wealth. He was not trying to increase his kingdom. His message was about Allah. The messengers returned to their queen. When she heard that Suleiman had rejected the gifts, she realized that the situation was much more serious than a dispute between two rulers. Suleiman was not interested in gold. He was not interested in increasing his riches. He wanted the people of Sheba to abandon the worship of the sun and worship Allah alone. The queen now knew that she had to face the matter directly. She decided to travel to Suleiman's kingdom. But before she arrived, something remarkable happened. Suleiman wanted to demonstrate to her the power Allah had given him. He asked those around him, "Who can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" The challenge was heard, and one of the Jinn offered to bring it. But another servant possessed knowledge from Allah. He said that he could bring it before Suleiman's gaze returned. Then, by Allah's permission, the throne appeared before Suleiman. In an instant, the magnificent throne of the Queen of Sheba was standing before him. Suleiman did not become arrogant. Instead, he recognized the event as a test. He said that it was from the favor of his Lord. He knew that blessings could either lead a person to gratitude or to arrogance. The Queen of Sheba began her journey. She traveled toward Suleiman's kingdom with her people. She had already witnessed enough to know that this was no ordinary situation, but she still did not know what awaited her. Meanwhile, Suleiman prepared a test. The queen's throne had been brought to him. He ordered that some changes be made to it. When the queen arrived, Suleiman would ask her whether it resembled her throne. The purpose was not to deceive her cruelly. It was to make her reflect. When the queen finally arrived at the palace, she was brought before Suleiman. He asked her about the throne. She answered carefully, "It appears to be it." Her response showed intelligence. She did not rush to claim certainty. Then Suleiman showed her something else. She was brought into a magnificent palace. The floor appeared to be made of smooth glass. The queen saw the surface and thought it was water. She lifted her garment to avoid getting it wet. Suleiman informed her that it was a palace with a floor of glass. At that moment, the queen realized that she was witnessing things far beyond ordinary human power. But the greatest realization was still to come. The magnificent palace did not point toward Suleiman as an independent being. It pointed toward Allah. Suleiman's miracles were signs of his Lord, and the queen began to understand the truth. The Queen of Sheba had been surrounded by wealth for years. She possessed authority. She had advisors. She had soldiers. She had a magnificent throne. Yet none of those things had brought her to the truth. Now she stood before Suleiman. She had seen the evidence. She had witnessed the wisdom of Suleiman. She had seen her own throne brought to another kingdom. She had entered a palace whose floor appeared like water. And she understood that all of this was ultimately under the power of Allah. Then she made a profound declaration. She admitted that she had wronged herself. She turned away from the worship of the sun and submitted herself with Suleiman to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. This was the real victory. Suleiman did not conquer Sheba by destroying its people. The greatest victory was that a person who had worshipped something created by Allah came to recognize the Creator. Her journey had begun with a letter. It continued with uncertainty. Then came the gifts. Then the journey. Then the throne. Then the palace. And finally, recognition of the truth. But the story contains lessons that go far beyond the Queen of Sheba. Suleiman's story teaches us that power is not proof that Allah loves someone more than others. It is a test. Allah had given Suleiman extraordinary authority. He could command armies. He could understand creatures. The wind was subjected to his command. The Jinn worked under his authority. Yet Suleiman constantly recognized Allah. This is one of the greatest differences between a righteous ruler and an arrogant ruler. Even when the throne of the Queen of Sheba appeared before him, he did not boast. He immediately connected the event to his Lord. He recognized that the blessing was a test. This is an important lesson for anyone who receives success. Perhaps Allah gives someone wealth. Perhaps He gives someone intelligence. Perhaps He gives someone popularity. Perhaps He gives someone leadership. Perhaps He gives someone a successful business or a growing platform. The question is not only, what have you received? The deeper question is, what are you doing with what Allah has given you? Suleiman's example shows that blessings should produce gratitude, not arrogance. The Queen of Sheba was also remarkable in her own way. When Suleiman sent his message, her advisors were prepared to fight, but she did not rush into war. She understood the consequences of conflict. She considered what could happen to her people. Her decision demonstrated intelligence and caution.
Welcome back to Ummah Stories TV. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share your views in the comments below.